Well, just started my descent from peak 3480. And see these leafless small trees right here? These are foothill ash, Fraxinus dipetala, also known as California ash and two-petal ash, because unlike a lot of the ash trees, which usually are quite a bit larger than these large shrubs slash small trees, they have two petals, two white petals on them, and they are considered a wildflower because they are showy. Typical ashes have kind of greenish flowers, but those have white flowers with lovely petals. I've seen them in bloom a couple times. So now you're getting a sense of what this is all about. It's a lot of scraping through brush. That's what this firebreak is all about here. There are spots of it where it's pretty well defined and wide enough to comfortably navigate. And there are lots of parts of it that aren't. Like this. And yes, you will get very dirty and dusty on this hike. Decided to come up this way because I did one peak over in San Diego, like I said, and I'm kind of craving making a two-peak day out of it, so that's why I did this. You're looking up. This is looking up towards the main divide corridor. This way, where the main divide road runs along the ridge of the Santa Ana Mountains. This is what we call the Ortega corridor here. Whew. Yeah. This is pretty rough brush here. So be prepared to get a couple scrapes on this trail. Can't lie, navigation's a little tricky at times, but if you just follow what seems to be a path in the chaparral, or at least the path on the bottom down here, you should be able to get to this nice little peak. We're getting through some Eastwood manzanita, Arctostaphylos glandulosa, subspecies glandulosa. Well, they divide Arctostaphylos glandulosa into an unbelievable amount of subspecies. So sometimes it's a little tricky as to what subspecies you're actually viewing. And this looks like Quercus acutidens. The leaves are a little bit broader and longer than Quercus berbertifolia, which is a scrub oak. I'm convinced that both species are here, and I'm about 85% convinced that that's acutidens. If I remember correctly, I think the trichomes, the hairs underneath the leaves of Quercus berbertifolia, are supposed to be oppressed. Yes, I had to wipe my camera a little bit there. A little gunky residue on it. But berbertifolia, unless you're a real trained botanist, which I'm not, I'm quite the amateur. Berbertifolia and Quercus acutidens can be pretty tough to tell apart. Now, luckily, I haven't seen anything that looked like poison oak along this route. Poison oak does occasionally pop up in chaparral. It doesn't just pop up in riparian areas, but I have seen it in even coastal sage scrub. I've seen pockets of it. I did see one plant that is very similar to it, and actually is related to it, and it's called skunk brush, Rhus aromatica. right now, just like poison oak, it is a winter deciduous. Well, it's a winter deciduous plant. It takes on the form of a ground cover up to a medium height thicket forming shrub. The leaves are divided into 3 leaflets, just like the poison oak, but the terminal leaflet does the bottom of the terminal leaflet joins right to where the other 2 join. There's no leaflet stalk or petiole, if you may. There's no petiole attached to the stem of the leaf. Now, when I come across it, I'll let you know. Water bottles. The scrub oak leaves almost went down the back of my shirt. The thing about scrub oaks, they're pretty tough shrubs. It's easy to get scraped on them. So the leaves are very spiny edged. So just be careful. They can scratch you up a little bit. Typical of a lot of chaparral plants. Yeah. Seem to have an easier time following the trail on the way down. I think maybe on the way up I might have mixed up a couple of areas, because I ended up going kind of circumventing the summit and then attacking it from the other direction. Not attacking, but you know what I mean. Approaching it from the other direction. Here we are going down another foothill ash. There's a Temescal Valley. And then we're going to come back to the same saddle, which means we are going to have another uphill stretch coming up very soon. But I will see you with any more final updates for the day. And see you soon.